Hey, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the basics of cleaning up podcast audio, so it sounds crisp and absolutely ready to go live. If you're new to this, one quick truth to keep in mind is that it's way easier to avoid bad audio while you're recording than it is to fix it later. So before we jump into the edit, let me give you 4 simple capture tips that will save you a ton of time downstream. First, always watch your levels while you record, making sure you stay mostly in that yellow-green zone indicated on the meter. A good rule of thumb is to aim for those peaks around -10 to -12 dB, avoiding the red entirely. If you're constantly clipping into the red zone, you'll end up with distortion that's just impossible to fully remove later on. Second, record in the smallest quiet space you can find, because background noise and room echo really do add up. A cluttered room with soft surfaces or carpet will naturally kill a lot of that nasty bounce and make your life so much easier. Third, remember to wear headphones during all recordings to prevent audio bleed when one mic picks up another mic's output. Fourth, don't stop recording if someone stumbles over a line or coughs, because you can just laugh, correct it, and keep rolling. Those little human moments actually make podcasts feel much more real and relatable to your audience. Also, if you possibly can, record each person on their own separate track, because that makes editing so incredibly much easier. Separate tracks allow you to easily pull out filler words or balance volumes without accidentally wrecking the whole conversation flow. Alright, now that you've hopefully got some good raw audio, let's quickly talk about the editing process. Step 1 is simply importing your files, making sure each person's mic is on its own track and everything lines up perfectly. Most modern tools will auto-sync them for you, but it's always good practice to confirm the starts match up precisely. Step 2 involves normalizing your audio levels to ensure one host isn't suddenly way louder than the other person speaking. I usually normalize the peak amplitude to -1 dB so that the final export isn't subject to any harsh distortion. The main goal in this normalization step is achieving total consistency across all the different voices in the recording. Step 3 is where you trim out all that dead space, cutting the silence at the beginning and end of your recording. If you have multiple tracks, just be super careful to select the exact same region across all of them before deleting, or you'll throw off the sync. If you need to remove mistakes or those long awkward pauses in the middle, you do the exact same thing. Select the chunk and delete it. Just remember to keep the overall conversation flow natural, because small breaths actually help authenticity. Next up, you'll want to add your intro and outro music by importing those files and placing them precisely where they belong. Drag those clips so the intro fades out right as your main episode starts, and then press space to preview the alignment. Once everything sounds perfect, you're ready to export. I prefer WAV for archiving because it's lossless, but MP3 is fine for publishing. That's the basic workflow summarized. Normalize, trim, add intro, outro, and then export. It's definitely a manual process, but it gives you complete, granular control over every single element. If you're using an online platform like Riverside for remote interviews, the entire flow is actually a bit different. Riverside is awesome because it records separate tracks for everyone and also captures that high-quality local audio from each participant. You can use the media board within the session for adding live music or sound effects that right into the recording. After recording, wait for the upload to finish, then click View Recordings to see every single track laid out neatly. You can download those individual stems or use the platform's built-in editor, which often merges tracks for a simple timeline view. Riverside also offers automatic normalization and noise removal features, which are a real time saver if you forgot to turn off that noisy fan. Both of those approaches work great, but here's a scenario many creators constantly run into: repurposing long-form content. You record a long interview and want short clips for TikTok, Shorts, or Instagram to drive listeners back to the full episode. Manually scrubbing through hours of footage to find those golden moments is honestly brutal and incredibly inefficient. This is where tools that do much more than just basic audio cleanup really start to shine. I want to be clear. Audacity is great for hands-on control because it's free, but you are doing all the heavy lifting yourself. Riverside is fantastic for multi-track remote recording, but you usually still need to export and produce those clips separately. That's where a platform like Vizard makes a totally different kind of promise by automatically generating those short, shareable clips. Think of it like an AI intern that watches your episodes, finds the parts likely to perform well, and cuts them into ready-to-post pieces. If you're producing long videos and want consistent social growth, this saves you hours every single week, no question. Here's how this changes the workflow. You upload your long video, and the AI scans for those energetic bites and laugh-worthy exchanges. It auto-edits those moments into perfectly optimized clips, formats them for vertical or horizontal platforms, and even suggests captions. You can then preview and tweak the timing, approving dozens of clips in bulk instead of doing every edit manually. But it doesn't stop at finding clips. It can also auto-schedule them, so you tell it how often you want content posted, and it handles the timing. You manage everything from one dashboard, seeing all scheduled posts and rearranging campaigns without juggling a dozen social accounts. Why does all this automation matter? Because publishing consistently is one of the absolute hardest parts of growing an audience. While Audacity and Riverside help you produce great audio, this new type of tool bridges that massive production to distribution gap. For any solo creator or small team, automating this repurposing process is a genuine productivity multiplier. Now, a few honest caveats, so this isn't just some hype train. Automated tools are simply not perfect. The AI might miss a nuanced moment you find golden, or suggest a clip that needs a quick edit for proper context. You always need to give the AI output a quick human pass-through before you post anything live. Also, if you truly love the artistic touch of micro-editing, these tools won't replace that feeling, but they handle the heavy volume work. Here are some practical quick start tips if you want to try this whole workflow today. Record each person on separate tracks whenever possible. Make sure your recording peaks are consistently around that -10 to -12 dB range. Always save that lossless master file, like a WAV, after editing, so you always have the absolute best source material. Next, export your long-form content on platform-friendly settings, then feed that finished video directly to the clip generation tool. Finally, use the batch review feature to approve or tweak clips in groups of 10 or 20 and set an automatic posting cadence. To wrap things up, always start with good capture. Monitor your levels in a quiet room with headphones and separate tracks. For hands-on cleanup, Audacity gives you that powerful, free control, and Riverside is excellent for remote recording capture. And when you're ready to scale from one episode into dozens of social clips, you need a tool like Vizard to automate that highlight detection. It's not magic, you still check the clips, but it turns the entire grind of repurposing into something you can actually keep up with weekly. If you want to follow up where I walk through a full example of that entire process, hit that subscribe button right now. Drop any questions you have in the comments below, because I read every single one of them.